What is up, everyone? Let's see. Give me a second. I have to, let's see, edit the live control room. View on, well, open chat and window. I guess I can close that. Log out. No, I'll keep that open. Okay, got that. Also, the writer's name. Wait, hold on. Let me see. Hold up. That there. That there. All right. So, are you guys ready for the next 2 hours? What's up, Jim George Baker? I just need to, honestly, I'm just going to load this up in my computer because I'm not sure where anybody else is watching. I'm not sure where you guys are going to be watching the shows from or anything like that, but I was going to pull them from YouTube, like watch them from YouTube, but there's no way I want to deal with commercials and unexpected commercial breaks, so I'm just going to play it from the disc as I get a chance to put it in. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Pretty good. Not too bad, not too bad. Oh yeah, I was going to say, have you seen Thunderbolt Fantasy? That show was awesome. Like, I watched, there was a movie called, what's it, Strings, which is like kind of like, not the same concept, but like, it's an entire movie with puppets in it and like puppet mastery and all that stuff. And it is freaking crazy how Thunderbolt Fantasy is like, it's like an anime, but take out everything that makes a traditional anime like, you know, traditional or something. And it's all just freaking puppets. It's freaking hilarious. I wouldn't say hilarious, but it's awesome how they can pull it off. But yeah. Only problem I have is I have no idea how to pronounce any of the names. So yeah, that's a downside. I think I might wait a few minutes to see if any more people show up, just in case. If not, that's cool. We'll go ahead and get started. VLC. Wait, what's the question? I don't want to download the new version of VLC right now. In the middle of a stream. I ain't got time. Maybe I should just open this from Windows Media Player. Yeah, I'll do that. I don't feel like messing with VLC because I have to change the settings. If I can freaking find it. Yeah, here it is. It's on the taskbar. There we go. I'm just loading everything up first. So what you been up to, Jim George Baker? Watch by chapter, scene selection. I'll probably do watch by chapter. Yeah, I'll do watch by chapter. That's good. Let me just message this on Facebook and make sure everybody gets this. Let's see. Come on. Let's see. Stream has started. Join. Folks. How do I say folks? No, that's not it. Creator Studio. Live streaming. Come on. Events. Copy link address. Facebook. Delete, Control V. There we go. Publish. Then go on over to Twitter. We're live. Tweet. All right, so I think I might just go ahead and start and then tell people as we go along. Yeah, I might just go along with that. Let's see, stop that. Go that. That's there. That's there. RWBY. Come on. Volume 2, Chapter 1. All right. So I'm not going to play it from the disc because the disc only plays the episodes like in rapid succession, like as one giant movie, which ordinarily, that would be pretty cool, but right now is not the time to play it in one giant movie. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Anybody else can just join in when they want to, because I mean, right now, like with where I'm at, I do have the luxury of just like, picking up and starting and waiting for people. But if I were to get any bigger, it's like I wouldn't be able to do that. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. Let me know whenever you have your window open or something, and we'll try something out. Are we starting volume 2? Yeah, we're gonna be doing volume 2 because I'm trying. I had to do like a best guess kind of thing because I'm trying to do it as to like coincide with volume 3, or not volume 3, but volume 4, because I kind of wanted to do a discussion kind of thing where because season 2 is like the main season where the villains actually start making moves, or where you start noticing it more, and we can start like discussing it and talking about it there. So hopefully by the time we finish volume 2, we'll be on to volume 3, and when we move on to volume 3, we'll be right on the heels of volume 4, so we can just pick up right where we left off and then continue right with Let's Watches right up with that. So yeah, hopefully everything works out. But yeah, to answer your question shortly, yeah, we're doing volume 2. Junk food. I'm gonna have to run tomorrow. And hopefully, I want to try to do these hopefully twice a week. But I can guarantee you, there's no way that that I'll be able to make it happen on the same day every single week, because I got people in the house that have days off on different days, and I don't want to be holed up in like one room of the house that technically isn't mine. If I had a laptop, it'd be a different story, but for right now, it's not the case. Let me know when you got it ready, or if there's any buffering or anything like that. And I'll keep an eye out on the comments and Facebook and Twitter, just in case somebody's like, "Hey, what are we doing? Where are we at? What episode?" All right. I was gonna say that's the probability of that happening, though, is slim to none. But all right, we're gonna start in 3, 2, 1, go. Advertisement. Reopened. After what happened last time. Emerald. Mm-hmm. Okay, Emerald, Mercury. I keep forgetting their names. I'm randomly playing the song from the trailer. Some loud books. See that this Third Crusade means something because it's got to mean something because the way they talked about it like that. I'm thinking anyway. What is the Third Crusade? Yes. 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 Bah. Missed up. Bam. And this was the part where I straight up missed out on the fact that, like, I guess the thought of, like, yeah, they just straight up killed the guy in cold blood in his own store. Little did Blake know that her past would catch up with her. With the yang. Here's Neptune and Sun. Sounds like freaking parody. They're the coolest though, right? This guy. Nor utter something. This is one of the fights that I like that that highlighted some of the things from Monty Ohm's Dead Fantasy that I like that he did. Obviously, Yang's supposed to be Tifa. I'm not sure who she's supposed to be, but yeah, it's basically a combination of both of them. I gotta say, and with the budget and everything, he did pretty well. Granted, some people still just don't like RWBY because of the animation, but considering some of the CG anime-ish kind of stuff I've seen come from Japan with some shows, this is and it's all choppy and everything. It's this is actually pretty well done. Freaking, I swear, Nora's a more on par with Yang. No. Uh-oh. He got the work. Yeah, I'd say they're pretty evenly matched for the most part. Well, except for this scene. Here with that magnetism. Straight up RWBY. Underdog. And as much as people could say that RWBY is an overrated character for the show and everything, you could also argue the fact that she's an underdog too, so that's pretty cool. I'm not sure who just jumped in because I see 2 viewers now, but we're on RWBY. We're watching RWBY Volume 2 right now, Episode 1, and we're about at the 10-minute mark right now. But you could probably, if you've already seen it, you could probably just jump in on Episode 2. Don't play with your food. Yeah, voice acting needs a little bit of work, but it's still pretty good. To be years of the world. True. And enter Emerald and Mercury. Do what? I think her name's Ember, if I remember correctly. Please tell me I'm right. Cinder, close enough. Cinder. Cinder, Emerald, and Mercury. Obey. Cinder's gonna get hers one of these days, man. Like, for real, for real. Yeah. Are you not entertained? I wonder what they plan on doing with all that dust, or if they actually used it. Or were they just all stockpiling it for the White Fang when they crashed the party? We all know what Phase 2 was, or at least have a good idea. Alright, that's episode 1. I guess I could skip the theme song. Yeah, I'll skip it. Alright, so let's recap here real quick before we go on to episode 2. It's pretty obvious. I mean, it's pretty obvious what they're up to. Phase 2, man. Phase 2 was either them enrolling in the school or the White Fang coming to intrude, which I don't think it was because that's in Volume 3. But it's pretty obvious what their plans are, and I think it's interesting. I think I've said it before, but I think it's interesting how how Cinder and Adam act like they run the show, like they're big and powerful, that they run everything, you know. But in reality, the actual one who runs the show, which I can't remember the name of the freaking person. Give me a second. Let's see. RWBY Volume 3 Villain. I can't remember her name for the life of me. Let's see. Better if I just go here. But it's obvious that the real one who runs the show, I remember correctly, if I can find it, Salem, right. It's obvious that the real one who runs the show is actually Salem. And I don't know, I just think it's funny how they just act like they run the show, like how they're like, oh, you've done this, that, and the other, we're doing this, that, and the other. But in reality, it's like, you can go back to what dang, I can't even remember the dude's name. The guy with the cane, okay? We all remember that. The guy with the cane. Give me a second to look up what his name was. I just forgot it. It's been so long since I've actually watched RWBY. Let's see. Torchwick. Yeah, Roman Torchwick. I remember that. But yeah, I think we're more so inclined to believe Roman more than more than Cinder or Adam, because I mean, yeah, they're powerful, yeah, this, that, and the other, but I think they're overconfident with what they have. Because I mean, yeah, Cinder has some of the powers of the Maiden of Fall or Autumn, I guess, but at the same time, you have to question, like, why does she have it? Who? And she's just following a plan. So that was interesting to me. And then Adam is just the muscle of the group. So he honestly, he doesn't have a reason either. He doesn't have any other plan other than to follow the person that's in charge either. He doesn't have a choice. He was threatened. So that was interesting to me. And I'm just, more than anything, I'm just interested to see how it's going to play out. What Salem is going to do, what she's going to try to pull, that kind of stuff. And season 4, it's going to be epic. It is going to be epic. Especially since I think RWBY is going out on her own, if I'm not mistaken, or she has Nora. See, I can't even remember these dudes' names. Nora, Ren, and don't tell me, Jean. Yeah, Nora, Ren, and Jean. Especially since she has them on her team, so it'll be pretty interesting to see. But yeah, what do you? I know Jim George Baker is here, but who is the other person in here? Because I can't see anybody else. I'm not sure if Dashing Native. I'm not sure if Dashing Native is in here because I see it. I don't know if that was left earlier or anything like that. So yeah, that's pretty much a question. What do you guys think of the whole thing right now? And while you guys are having the discussion thing going, I am going to load up episode 2. Let's see. Chapter 2. Pause. Okay, there we go. Freaking thing. Yeah, it definitely will be interesting to see. And one thing, like I said before, guys, I don't do like my channel isn't a reaction channel by any means, so don't expect me to do like reactions to just take over everything, that kind of stuff. And I only do reactions to things that I actually want to do. So far, the Tifa versus Yang, the Akasan thing, he's worked hard on that, and he put a lot of effort into making it. So I wanted to react to that. And RWBY Volume 4 trailer, when that officially drops, because I'm not watching that shaky camera quality, whoever was videotaping that at Rooster Teeth Expo. I'm not watching that. I'm going to wait for the actual HD trailer to drop. So there's that. Yeah, I got episode 2 loaded up, so if you guys want to do a discussion or anything like that, that's cool. Or if you just want to keep watching until 11, and then I pop in Romeo and Juliet. So it's up to you. The power is yours. I need feedback. 3 viewers, okay. If you're just joining in, I need to see the I need to see the trailer, but I don't want to ruin it because, you know, the shaky quality and everything. So I kind of want to wait. I'm not sure if there was a time skip though. If there's a time skip, I know you said they're all grown up, but it's like how many months or years or however much time has passed. That's a good question. I gotta say though, I am kind of curious to know like if Yang is ever going to get back into battle. Because, I mean, she lost an arm, so, you know, it's that whole thing. Yeah, that's another rabbit hole. But yeah, if you guys want to, what was it? If you guys want to go ahead and load up episode 2, if you guys are just joining in, because I know we got one person that just came in. If you're just not joining in, we're watching RWBY Volume 2 right now, on the road to Volume 4. So, you know, right after Volume 2, we're going to go into Volume 3, so that hopefully, if everything goes according to plan, we'll finish up Volume 3 right on the heels of the start of Volume 4. So hopefully we can do that. And if not, then, you know, I guess we can probably just negate Volume 3 and just jump straight in. Or at least watch the last episode of Volume 3 first, then first episode of Volume 4. So yeah, what's that? Yeah, we're on episode 2 of RWBY Volume 2, so if you guys want to load that up real quick and just let me know whenever you're ready, whenever you got that that set, and then we can sync it up and then, I don't know, do another discussion or something like that, or commentary kind of thing going. So yeah, just let me know. Let's see. Facebook. Sailor Moon, and Spider-Man. Making characters, see that. I can tweet that. Comments. Alright, you're ready. I know we got 2 more people in here, so if y'all don't say something, we're gonna go ahead and start. I'm gonna give y'all to you. It's 10:35 right now, so I'm gonna give y'all 2 minutes. 10:37. The next episode's like 13 minutes, I think, so we should be good right on the heels to Romeo and Juliet. So I don't want to keep Jim George Baker waiting too long, because I know he's ready, but, you know, I'm gonna give y'all minimal time, not too much time, but minimal time. So 10:37. I guess in the meantime, I'll probably open up paint.net and start working on this thumbnail. Hold on, where's that? Yeah, I'll start working on this thumbnail that I can add to the video once the stream is over. I might do like freaking, what was it? Like dang, what's a speed paint kind of thing of what goes into to making a thumbnail for one of my videos, because it's not too complicated. Like if you've taken a basic Photoshop class, like ironically enough, I was horrible in my Photoshop class, but like actually doing something outside of that, like with another program or something, it's like I'm all good. So I don't know. Who knows in the future? I might not even use Photoshop for thumbnails and stuff. I might just stick with paint.net. But yeah, don't worry, Jim George Baker. You got like, hold on, let's see. All right, it's 10:37. Y'all had long enough. All right, so let me see if I can. Where did I put the freaking window? Hold on a second. We got multiple windows open here. All right, so get ready in 3, 2, 1. And while that's going, I will be working on the thumbnail. I can multitask. That theme song. This is like my least favorite theme song. Like the only thing I liked about it was like the drum and bass. I guess if you would ask me, like my favorite would probably be season 3, season 1, and season 2. I switched it to HD, so that might have been a mistake to do. Put my CPU power. Switching it to 720p might have been a mistake. it's good. All of this is approximate anyway, so there's gonna be like a slight delay. All right. Yep, 720p was 720p was a mistake. Don't worry, guys. You can just keep going. I'm just switching the quality back down. Be like a few seconds delay, but it's no problem. 480 is standard. There's no way I'm watching it in like 240p, recording with the potato. I don't think she likes him. Yep, they sure do know why it's more dangerous. I want to see who he's training because he's talking a big talk. Well, they'll have to. Duplicate. Flip. Vertical. It's like, I swear this is a Yu-Gi-Oh reference. Yep. Is this like a Yu-Gi-Oh game or is it like freaking to take? And the Weiss is just like, what? No idea. But think carefully. Yeah, this was the season where Blake started getting down because of the past. Yo, Pierre was such a good character though, man. Now the other characters actually have to step up. Blake is not having it. Random. I wonder what made her talk to Osmond. Bonus. Does I mean I get it. I get what Blake is saying, but at the same time, she's gonna have to face it sooner or later, especially considering what's up with season 3. Well, no, maybe she shouldn't say anything because White Fang. Lies. Sure, there's nothing else she wants to tell him. Talk to him while you can. She does have a point, though. She does have a point. She's got a point, and it did. And of course, she runs into Cinder. Oh, my bad, Emerald. I like how easily they just infiltrated the school. But that's also because Crow wasn't there either. See, like, she looking like, you look familiar. She's like, thanks. Oh, man. All right, that is... Well, I'm surprised this is actually going on schedule. I know we had more people that were in here. Can't fool me, no, I'm joking, but... but even if I only have one person in here, that doesn't matter to me. I'm doing this because it was a subscriber-based suggestion, and I am taking it. It's a subscriber-based thing, and I want to take the suggestion because I want more subscriber interaction, and I can't do recommendations for like anime shows to watch. Yeah, I can't do recommendations because I'll be missing out on a lot of stuff that I want to watch and review. And life happens a lot of the time, so I can't always do that either. But this is the least I can do to interaction and just hang out with you guys. I mean, it's like I'm just a normal guy. I'm not gonna sit up here and pretend that like I'm like some gigantic YouTuber or anything like that. I'm just another guy who likes watching anime, just like everyone else. So that's pretty much that. But yeah, it's like I think it's like in some ways, I guess going over the episode is like I guess the kind of appeal that I kind of like about RWBY is the fact that she is the underdog. I mean, maybe that's the thing that everybody, like, you either love the underdog or you hate the underdog, but the thing for me I kind of like about it is the fact of, like, the thing I like about it is the fact that she doesn't run the show. I mean, like, yeah, she has, like, the typical, you know, underdog traits where she's, like, she has, like, the potential to do, like, all these great things, you know, this, that, and the other. But at the same time, she doesn't really, at the same time, she has, you know, she's willing to trust people, and at the same time, she's just really naive and everything like that, too. So, I don't know, I kind of like that aspect to her, but at the same time, I kind of wish that she was a little bit better, you know? Like I wish that, I don't know, like, I just kind of wish that, you know, she wasn't that, you know? She has, like, she shows all the signs to be able to do great things, but I just wish she was more than just the underdog and actually had more to her character besides just that, but, you know, who knows how that will turn out. So, yeah, I guess that's that. And I could not come up with the design for this thumbnail. It'll probably be, like, tomorrow morning I'll actually come up with something. See, I remembered when I tripped out about those three getting into this. Yeah, right? Because it's like, it's so obvious. Like, even, what was it? Like, I think up to that point, they hadn't really met Cinder. I don't think they actually met Cinder yet. I mean, the closest encounter they had to her was, like, the first episode where RWBY saw her, like, in the city and stuff like that. But, like, that's about that. But even then, like, negating all of that, like, how did they get into the school? Like, you got to get past something, right? And if I remember correctly, I don't think they've actually hacked anything yet. the whole reason that they were able to bypass the systems and get the White Fang into the stadium for the Vital Festival, and do all this other stuff was again because they hacked everything. I think in season 2, and the seed had already been planted, so they could just take advantage of everything. But it will be a trip, man. It will be a trip. And I know I'm surprised. Honestly, like I'm surprised how much RWBY, like the show and stuff, is like taking a hold into my channel, at least somewhat. Because I just expected RWBY to just be like, oh, it's a show, yeah, I like it, it's cool, it's all right. But I didn't expect it to like actually be a part where I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be reviewing this thing. Like, so wait a minute. I guess technically, if you wanted to say, technically, I am reviewing an ongoing anime series. That goes against my very, no, I'm just, let's say, like, that goes against my very nature. But yeah, I guess I am reviewing an ongoing anime series. Technically, if you want to consider RWBY to be an actual anime series. Technically. So many technicalities here. But yeah, I think Crow might be a villain. What makes you say that? I don't know. Like, I don't know. To me, it seems like Crow has like a lot of things that shows him to be like not a hero, but just like your average guy to be helping the group. But yeah, I need to hear this. I need to see what you think about Jim Jordan Baker. I need to see. Give me your not evidence, but give me your thoughts on why you think Crow might be a villain. I need to hear this. I need to hear convincing evidence. Or convincing statement, because I haven't seen anything but things to show that he's like not a hero, but I mean because that'd be everybody. But I've seen nothing but evidence show that he's with the group. So I need some convincing evidence to prove otherwise, or arguments, I guess I should say. I should probably, I guess while waiting is like, I should probably do, not a live reaction. I mean, not like a reaction video to it, because it's too much editing work to do. But I should definitely do like a live reaction of the Miraculous Ladybug, if anybody's up for that. Because I'm hyped for season 2, and if nobody else is hyped for season 2, well, then I'll just wind up doing, like, episode reviews like every few episodes or something, or just a whole season review. But yeah, I looked on the internet and like a lot of people were freaking hyped for a season 2 on the Twitter, and I think parts of Facebook, mostly Twitter though. Miraculous, simply the best. Up to the test when things go wrong. Miraculous, the luckiest. The power of love always so strong. Miraculous. Thomas Astruc. Thomas Astruc. I have a heart. I'm just going to call him Thomas. Thomas, the creator of Miraculous Ladybug. Did a pretty good job with that show. Let's see it. Remember when he fought those 3 in the flashback, how he did not notice them. How did he not notice them in the tournament if he wasn't a bad guy? Well, that's a good question. That is a good question. But I don't know. At the same time, you have to remember too, like in the first episode of season 3, he was drunk, so he couldn't even really know what was going on, let alone walk. But I think if I'm not mistaken, I do think he did try to stop them, like later on, and he did try to stop them earlier on too during the flashback because he rescued Autumn. But I don't know. That's could be a possibility. I mean, maybe he's working behind the scenes to do something else. Who knows? I mean, season 4 hasn't even came yet. So far, for all we know, that he's, for all we know right now, we just know that he's working with RWBY in them. But who knows? The story could change and things could turn over into different directions and stuff. So who knows? But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that. Oh jeez. Oh yeah, what did you? I want to get someone else's opinion on what was it? The way that RWBY is going right now, because I don't remember. I never actually read it, but I know there was like a letter written from like some former Rooster Teeth employee or something like that, and like he said how he complained something about like he has like some people disregarded it because it's mostly seen like his own personal issues or like his own personal bias and like in different areas and stuff like that. But I think there were some areas where people were saying that they were like mad that the show seemed like it was going in the opposite direction because of, you know, what this guy said and everything. But, you know, if I'm not mistaken, I think somebody said like this guy wasn't even like connected to Montiel that closely, but something along those lines. So I mean, what did you think, Jim George Baker? Do you think that that RWBY is going in the opposite direction of like where it was intended to go, since, you know, Montiel died and stuff like that, and we have a whole another crew on board without the main guy who made it? I mean, personally, I mean, I know a lot of people who like read the letter and just like straight up jumped ship. They were like, no, I'm done. I ain't messing with this junk no more. You know, screw RWBY. I'm done with it. You know, all that stuff. But at the same time, in my own opinion, like, you know, even if you had the slightest inclination, you know, that the show was going in the opposite direction, or at least you felt it, there would be no way to prove it, you know, because like the biggest factor here is that none of us work at Rooster Teeth, you know? So, I mean, in some areas, we could probably say, oh, you know, Monty Ohm would never do this kind of thing for the story or do this, that, and the other. But as far the knowledge, as far as we know so far, is that RWBY has been written for at least like the next 2 or 3 seasons or something like that. So everything has already been done. Yeah, see, like that's the thing. Like I've heard that it was already planned out and stuff ahead of time, and like you have people jumping ship saying that like, oh, I'm done with the show, this, that, and the other. But it's like they've already said they had some stuff planned out, and even if you had, you know, the slightest, you know, inkling that it wasn't the case, it's like it would be dumb to drop the show just because, oh, you know, a slight like feeling that you have inside yourself to say that, you know, the show is going in the opposite direction when none of us actually work at Rooster Teeth. It's like, so even if you did say, you know what I'm saying? Like, even if you did say that, you know, it's going in the opposite direction, we don't work at Rooster Teeth. None of us personally knew Monty Ohm. None of us knew what the original script for the show was. So it's like, it's pointless to even like, you know, drop the show because of that. It's like, we'll never know. But yeah, honestly, it's like, even if the like I know it's gonna go smoothly. I mean, like you said, it's been written out. Like there's no doubt about that. They said it's been written out for like for way into the future. Like everything's been planned out. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it turns out after that, or just to see how the series goes. Oh, geez, to see how the series goes overall, because they're not in school anymore. You know, everything just got serious, time scale wise, and everything. But yeah, I guess we'll go ahead and switch it over to Romeo and Juliet. See, like, how many? I guess I'm not gonna try to like prove anything or say anything, but like, how many people do you know would actually like continue a stream with like, oh, I only have one person here, you know, that kind of thing. It's like, to me, it's like it doesn't matter as long as I have like one person here. It's like, I don't care as long as I have somebody watching it. All right, that's RWBY Volume 2, which I never actually even played from the disc. But yeah, we're going to be moving on to Romeo and Juliet. Now, I don't think I've ever stated this, but Romeo and Juliet is like not like plays or anything like that. I'm not a playwright and I don't really read plays or anything like that. But the Romeo and Juliet anime show is definitely one of my favorites, and I had plans to review it on Valentine's Day at like one point in time, but you know things blew over and everything, so I might wind up doing that at some other time or something. No VLC media player, get out of here! I don't have time to mess with your settings right now. The heck was that? Never mind. We'll just go ahead and play the DVD. That was weird, yo. Let me know whenever you got it set up, because it's going to take me a while to freaking get to the title menu. Okay, title menu, audio, English 5.1 surround, subtitles. I'm not going to mess with that. Episodes. We'll probably only get through like 2 episodes, but that's okay. 2 episodes. 2 episodes each week, and I think there's like what 26 episodes. So over the course of like, we'll probably be somewhere into like September where we actually. All right, we'll probably be somewhere into September by the time we actually finish this show, because I don't want to just like up and start something and then just stop it or anything. So let's see. Pause. Wait, hold on. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Let's see. Drag that here. All right, we're going to start in 3, 2, 1, go. The distant past. This is a land that has been long forgotten. The aerial continent, Neo Verona. This great power floating in the sky brings the breath of life and prosperity to the people. But ever there are times when the folly of earthly desires is present. About to be told here is the tale of a love at the mercy of fate, innocent yet heart-rending, forged in the fires of war. Sounds much more interesting than the original one. Aeschylus is irrelevant. I'm sorry, I had to do that. Like, and this is like one of the few anime shows, like, I'm not picky on subs or dubs, but this is definitely a show, one of the shows that I recommend you watch the dub for. There's no other way to watch the show but dubbed. No, the theme song for this show is awesome too. I actually listen to it every now and then. Some people might give the creators of this show crap for the way that the show was made and stuff. Sorry, but people can give the show a lot of crap, but at the same time, it's like it's actually pretty decent, and in some ways, I'd actually prefer the anime version over the actual play, and I'll probably get a lot of flack for that, but I am totally fine with that. And I mean, in a lot of ways, I guess, I mean, out of all the tragedy-based anime shows and stuff out there, this is pretty much what I'd expect from an anime adaptation of Romeo and Juliet, that isn't too far-fetched, that isn't too far out there. like sci-fi or something, but it's like level-headed, down to earth, and it still kind of has the feel of the original play, and I guess the kind of setting that you would expect it to be in. So that's always a nice touch. That theme song. I know there's an English version, but they don't play it till like halfway through the series. Sorry. If they did not meet. And then like, see, this is another one of those shows that I would say that, you know, I'm not too picky with animation, like as you know, but the CG is actually pretty good with this show. It's like it's nothing too flashy, um, you know, that kind of stuff. I find it ironic how everyone says that they're how they keep saying that these random people are of the House of Capulet, but no one actually knows what the Capulets look like. Yup, it's that boy, the Red Whirlwind. The whole atmosphere of it, like, you know, it starts out kind of normal. Yep, the fateful encounter. The Red Whirlwind's a pretty good character. You'll see why later on. Yeah, that part needed some fine tuning. So Odin is the Red Whirlwind. I've seen the show before, so I'm not going to spoil anything. But I think some things are kind of obvious. But I'm still not going to say it. And the music's good too. Like some shows are kind of like, you know. But this show would be terrible if the soundtrack was dubstep. Like for I would cry. Tears of anger, not joy. Othello. So yeah, you know that it's definitely William Shakespeare. And I think that's pretty cool. And see, they just said exactly what was on every high school freshman's mind. Why doesn't anybody like my plays? Because they're too complicated and overwritten. Hidden passageway. So basically, they're hiding them, or at least they're living with them for some reason. Their parents are letting them, or his parents, his mother, family is letting them live there. But wait, huh? That guy looks familiar, doesn't he? I must mess with it. William Shakespeare, maybe? See, just like just the writing itself, like with that kind of like old English, thee, thou, that kind of stuff. I don't know. It just seems well written. What? Here? Well, it's not a spoiler anymore. Odin is Juliet. But most of you guys probably figured that from the theme song. Yo, I'm definitely gonna try to do this weekly. Like, I don't care how many people show up. I'm actually having a blast doing this. See, Montague, whereas in the play, Montague was kind of the rival family of the Capulets. It seems like more that he's just a random family or random guy who tried to take over In which case, I'm not sure how I feel about that. Maybe it was for the maybe it was for the better though. You know, with the writing, you know, an overarching king queen kind of scenario, somebody taking over, you know, that kind of thing. So yeah, maybe that a coup was a thing. Yeah, how could Romeo not be available? Bad. Maybe it's just the way that the show is supposed to be like a poetic kind of thing going. The reason I like it so much, I'm not sure. That's interesting. You see, that's a pretty funny aspect. How you think about it, Juliet being Odin, and how it's a secret that nobody knows that she's Juliet. She's pretty much lived almost her entire life as a god, so she's only able to really have certain chances like this to dress the way that she wants to dress because she's an Odin. Yeah, see, she's lived her entire life in hiding, and she's never actually got a chance to be who she is or who she wants to be. So it's pretty interesting. Kind of makes me kind of on the in the way that her character is written, it's not exactly written like it, but it's very, very similar to Mulan in a way. So I guess I kind of like that aspect of it too. And if you look at it, this guy. I was gonna say if you look at from the beginning of the episode when she was the Red Whirlwind, if you look at the beginning when she was Red Whirlwind, obviously she has some fighting skills, so that's completely different from the way she was originally written. So that's pretty cool. This guy. And I think two things the show had in common with English and Japanese dub was that uh, not Mercutio. I can't remember the kid's name. They'll probably say it again soon, but that kid's name was both characters are played by a woman, so that's pretty cool. And it's people who are used to playing those character roles and stuff, jumping back and forth between either adults or children. So that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Oh. And like even from like just like an animation standpoint, like this whole background and stuff looks awesome. Like really like I'm not saying like it has to be like super duper animated, like really shiny and all that stuff, but it looks pretty good. Yep, she knows that's the person that killed her family and everyone. And I guess I like the symbolism at least a little bit. I'm not sure if it's symbolism or not, but I like the way with the whole angel wings, angel and everything. The flower of her family crest. What? The fateful meeting they should not have met. Well, that wraps up episode 1. So, Jim George Baker, I need to know, what do you think of the series? Wait, first question, have you seen this show before? That's my first question. I'm just curious because I know I've seen it before. I've seen it like a few times now, but I'm just curious to see if anybody else has seen the show before. That's the first question. Number 1, have you seen the show before? Number 2, number 2 is the answer, I guess. What'd you think about it? Because for some reason, I don't know why, but to this day, I still. Oh, you haven't. Okay, you haven't seen it. What'd you think about it? Because to this day, I still love to watch this show, and it's like I don't know why, but like I could just be bored, it'll be raining outside or something. I'll just be like, hey, I'll watch some Romeo and Juliet. It's like the last thing a typical person would want to watch, but it's just like the way the story is told and written, the music, all that kind of stuff just kind of makes me want to watch it. I can't not watch the show. and it'll probably be one of my favorite. I don't know. I don't have like a top 10, but it'll definitely be a show that I recommend people to watch, and everything. But yeah, what are your first impressions? Because I've seen it 3 or 4 times. I already know what I think about it. Yeah, see, that was another thing too. I thought it was going to be sci-fi like the first time I watched it, but the only reason I did was because a magazine that I had at the time, a magazine I had during the time, I think it was Anime Insider. They were talking about like different shows like Holic, Emma, and like and this show Romeo and Juliet. They were like Romeo and Juliet, the sci-fi, this, that, and the other. It's like, oh man, sci-fi. Oh, that would be an interesting take on Romeo and Juliet. You know, then I go and watch it, and I'm like, where's the futuristic tech? Where's this all this sci-fi action? You know, they were talking about it. Like, there is no sci-fi. They freaking lie. But yeah, it's like I definitely thought it was gonna be sci-fi. I mean, I was sort of let down by it, but at the same time, I was sort of let down by the fact that it wasn't a sci-fi anime show, but at the same time, I'm kind of relieved that it stayed on the path of most Romeo and Juliet, not TV plays, but like most movie kind of things going along with the plays that I've seen and stuff. I'm glad that it played out that way. You know, pretty similar. Aside from the whole dragon steed things, because I'm pretty sure they didn't have horses that could freaking, you know, fly through the sky. You know, the other one. I know we have another. I see we have another viewer in here. I'm not sure who they are. Yeah, see, I'm not sure about the whole sci-fi aspect either. I thought that was like garbage. I don't even know why they put that in there. But but yeah, it's definitely a good show. And I guess my favorite part about the Romeo and Juliet anime series is the fact that I could literally sit here on camera and tell you exactly how it ends, because most people have seen Romeo and Juliet. And you know, I'm just gonna say it right here. Most of you guys know how Romeo and Juliet, and you've taken, you know, high school literature, English or something like that. In the play of Romeo and Juliet, they both wind up dying by drinking poison and all this other stuff. You know, the basic gist of it is that Romeo and Juliet die by the end of the show. So I'm gonna say it right now. I'm not spoiling anything. This has been known. This is a play that has been out for well over 100 years. If you've not read it by now, or at least heard hearsay from somebody else about it, something is wrong with you. Because it's been out for well over 100 years, and you have to study Shakespeare, I think, at least your freshman year of high school. So you have to at least know something about it. And so, yeah, to me, that's my favorite part. I can sit up here on camera and say that, yeah, the ending to Romeo and Juliet, the anime series, is that they die. It is no different than the original play because it is based, I'd say about, give or take 80 to, you know, maybe 85 to 90% off the play, and that gives them about 15 to 20% of room to play around with characters and rearrange the story and retell it in a way that they want to. But at the same time, you know, doing it differently. But yeah, the show ends the exact same way that the play does. Romeo and Juliet do die, but as I stated before, it's written in such a way, and it's put into such let's see, Basilisk was my favorite. See, yeah, that was the same vibe that I was getting from Basilisk. Like, I've never finished. Yeah, I guess I'm on a roll here with not finishing anime shows, but when I watched a few episodes of Basilisk back in the day, it was I definitely got vibes of Romeo and Juliet from it. And I guess the whole take of like the ninja vibe and all that kind of stuff, I really like that too, which I need to go back and watch. But yeah, it's definitely written like into such a way that you don't think it's going to happen, but it happens anyway. And I mean, to some people, the ending is kind of weak, but at the same time, in my opinion, it's actually kind of okay. And I'm not I'm not like overly like joyous and like happy, and the way that they wrote it the way they wrote it, but I'm not like disappointed either. I'm just kind of like, oh well, that was a pretty good editing. That was all right. That was okay. That kind of stuff. But yeah, man, it's written in such a way that you don't want them to die. You actually, and it makes you lives up to the hype and makes you get up to that point of where you think like, oh, maybe they have a chance, maybe they'll survive, maybe no. Trust me, when we get to those episodes, you will see what I'm talking about. And that's the thing that I like for this show over the original, because the original was I'm sorry, but the way the original Romeo and Juliet ended, I just really didn't care. It's like, oh wow, they died. And if my teacher showed me, my ninth grade English teacher showed me that if you went exactly the way that the play was written, it takes place in less than a week. So in less than a week, Romeo falls in love with Juliet. They try to get married secretly, and then they wind up dying. So I guess if anything, young teenage love or something like that. But at the same time, it's like I couldn't bring myself to care. As much as I like the story and all that, I just really couldn't bring myself to care that they died at the end of it, because to me Shakespeare didn't give me a reason to. So that's that. But I'm gonna go back to the DVD menu, so that I don't have to like skip through a bunch of stuff on this DVD to try to figure out where episode 2 is. And I'll mark it up so we can sync it. Oh, so we can sync it. Give me 1 second. I need to check something. Let's see. Okay, we got somebody. All right. So I know we have one person that just came in. I'm not sure, where you're at right now, but so far, I guess just to do a recap, we just finished episode 1 of Romeo and Juliet, and we found out that Juliet has a secret persona that she's been living as Odin, a boy character that she's portraying herself as to hide from the Montagues. Now, the thing that's different from the original play that was written by Shakespeare and all that stuff, the Capulets are, the family that's in charge, that's pretty much ruling over the city of, instead of Verona, this time it's Neo Verona. And the Montague, or I'll just call him Montague, pretty much came into the picture and killed the king, or Juliet's father, and pretty much almost everyone that was serving under him, except for like a few people that managed to escape. Now Juliet is living as a boy and hiding. Odin is her persona that she's living as, and she's living and hiding from the Montagues, and everyone in the city is under persecution of being the lost Capulet girl, or the family, that kind of stuff. And she is going against this, to prevent this persecution by taking up another persona of the Red Whirlwind, which is, I guess you could say like the Robin Hood of the series. I guess that's the best way to put it. And she's going in as the Red Whirlwind, and fights against Montague's thugs, and tries to keep people, from getting killed and kidnapped and all that stuff. So it's pretty interesting. So and she's never really actually gotten to be who she is, and she's also gotten to meet Romeo. That's just how the episode 1 ended. But I gotta say, it's interesting to see how many personas she has to go through to try and like make a difference, or I guess be herself. So Juliet has the Odin persona, then Odin has another persona of the Red Whirlwind. But we'll definitely see how that plays out. And let me check the chat real quick. You're ready. All right, you're ready. So, all right, we're getting ready to sync this up. All right, ready? Here we go now. 3, 2, 1, go. And I'm not sure if the other person in the chat has the link to Romeo and Juliet episode 2, So I'll link that in the comments. I'll link that in the comment section real quick because we're not even that far and we still have a theme song to freaking go through. And then I'll try to sync you up with the time that we're at so you can just skip ahead. I got you, fam. Come on, computer. That's episode 1. Copy link address. I got you. Other person in the chat, I don't know where you're at, but we got you. That's the link to episode 2. And we are about 2 minutes in. We just started the theme song, so if you want to skip ahead to that, you'll be right on track with where we're at. See, I got you guys. And the other person just left. Oh well. Let me see if I just missed that title card. Promise, Ascent remembered. I have to say, his character and that guy's character, like, they're not that fleshed out, and you kind of wish you did see a little bit more, but at the same time, they serve their purpose of being supporting characters, like, just kind of being there because they're not the main focus of it. But Father, I have to say too, like, I don't know if I'll cover it later or not, but the thing I like about this show over the play is that it's much more believable in the sense that, you know, why Montague, why the Montague family and the Capulets are against each other with a long, with the long family history of war and, you know, conquering, that kind of stuff. You have much more reason to believe it, you know. Ha! You see that? Another employee by Shakespeare. Midsummer's Night's Dream. See, and see, like that dialogue that just came from Juliet. That's the kind of stuff I wish was like consistent throughout the entire show. that's the kind of that's the kind of dialogue I wish was consistent throughout the entire show instead of just like certain parts here and there. And I think that's like other arguments that people had against the show as well that they kind of critiqued it for, and I have to knock it for that too. But then again, I guess if the entire show was written in like the whole poetic old English kind of thing, kind of be kind of hard to watch, you know, because not too many people even want to watch the original one, but or read the original one. So you know, can't blame people for that though. Oh, ow. More crime fighting. So basically, under Montague's rule, everything is like thrown into catastrophe. Yeah, basically prostitution. Basically, everything under Montague's rule is like, hold on. Yeah, maidenheads. I learned in my English class that that is virginity. So yeah, he's definitely trying to sell these women into prostitution. Yeah, basically everything under under Montague's rule has gone to garbage, whereas everything before was at least somewhat better or was better. I like how the music just cut out as soon as she lost her sword. That's the good doctor that's helping them. And I guess I guess you could kind of say that the doctor is the equivalent of the priest that married them in that married Romeo and Juliet in the play, because he's helping Juliet and them a lot. Friar Lawrence, yeah, Friar Lawrence. Title card, Juliet. Conrad. I've read that too. As you like it. And all the men and women here players. Yep. So this show is 24 episodes, not 26. I want to know who the AVR or the English director for the show was. Yeah, the ADR director was J. Michael Tato for episodes 1 through 12 and then 17 through 20. And then R. Bruce Elliott did 8 episodes out of the show. He did a pretty good job on the writing and stuff. Good old Cordelia. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Cordelia was also her friend in the original play. I'm not sure. I'd have to do a backup check. See, like this to me is way more believable than the original play, at least in some regards. I wish all or a lot more writing was like that. Happy birthday, Juliet. This guy. It seems like they're out in a pretty far out location. That would explain why it looks so torn up and like unkept. AKA not you. And see, the way that they wrote this time, like where she's like the only surviving member and all that kind of stuff, to me that makes it like way more of like an epic kind of story, more so than like, oh, two families, love struck teenagers, fall in love. It would make it more believable if they gave her a reason to like try it and fight against him, you know. I'll cover that once the episode's over. With a few minutes of discussion. He don't even know. All right. That is episode 2 of Romeo and Juliet, the anime series. So, let's recap real quick what just happened. Okay, so from what we've been able to tell is that Juliet, I guess instead of saying, oh, she's madly in love with it, we just chalk it up to a crush right now. So it's not like too blown out of proportion, whereas like the play kind of seemed like that. So far we know for a fact that Juliet has a crush on Romeo, and Romeo is like, hey man, he's like, yeah, this girl's all right, you know? And he's feeling Juliet. And the problem is, you know, they still don't know, which I like this much even more, is the fact that they're kind of building up to it. You know, they still don't know that they're opposite families. She thinks that Romeo's just, you know, another noble, and he has no clue who Juliet is. And I like that, like I said, I like the fact that the way that the anime is written makes the story. How the heck does she hide her hair? It's a wig, because trust me, I have friends who do cosplay, and they have a bunch of hair. I had one friend who had long hair, but she eventually cut it. But she did wear a wig, and I'm guessing it's like mostly a bunch of bobby pins and like buns and everything like kept in there, and then they just tuck it under the wig until a way it's where it fits. It's I know it seems impossible, but trust me, when you actually see people who wear wigs and like for cosplays and stuff like that, trust me, it's possible. But like but yeah, like I like the way that the story is written. Like it's more believable, instead of it just be like, oh hey, you know, my name's Romeo and I'm going to a party, and like, hey, that girl looks cool. Oh snap, our families are, you know, angry at each other, our families don't like each other. Whereas like, you know, I guess that's kind of believable in the sense of like, you know, real world scenarios, you know, two families that just don't, you know, straight up like each other. But at the same time, you know, it's pretty cool to see that kind of, you know, that whole aspect to it, where it's like they actually have a legitimate reason to hate each other, and that they shouldn't be together. Whereas it was like in freaking, you know, with a play, it was like, oh, you killed my cousin, oh, you know, your family is this, that, and the other. But it's like they don't give us a prior story to make us really care about, you know, why they're fighting against each other. They just tell us, oh, they're warring against each other, this, that, and the other. I like this aspect of the show. I really do like that. They give us a reason to see it, you know. What was it? If I know we just got another person who just came in, we're just now recapping episode 2 of Romeo and Juliet, the anime series. I don't know if it's the same person like hopping in and out or not, but I'm not sure. Basically, what happened? Oh, they just left again. Oh well. But basically, what's happened so far, you know, with I guess with that whole aspect of the show, I guess I can go back to what I was talking about. Sorry, juggling back and forth here. But yeah, basically that whole aspect of the show to give us a reason. You know, Montague comes in, tries to take over, kills the Capulet prince or whatever, the ruling over everything, takes over. Juliet and her family has to take off. What's remaining of the people that were serving under her family take off, hide for the next, 15 years or something like that? Yeah, hide for the next 15 years. and she becomes, you know, she has no idea who she is, you know, why is she so special, or what's happened. Finds out that her father is dead, her family is dead, and that she is the heir to the Capulet household, and that she must take over, and that Montague basically has to go down. And that whole aspect, I know I'm not saying like, I know I just keep talking about it, I make it seem like, oh, it's the perfect thing ever, but it's not perfect, but at the same time it gives us a reason to, you know, why should we care that Juliet and Romeo are crushing on each other and eventually, I guess, falling in love and stuff like that, because their families legitimately are at war with each other, at odds, you know, with the kingdom and all of this other stuff, and they should not be together by any means. But yeah, that is going to be pretty epic to see how episode 3 and 4 turn out. For the person who's hopping, I'm not sure if it's the same person. It's like, that's the thing. But for the person that's just now tuning in, we pretty much covered episode 1 and 2 of Romeo and Juliet, as well as watching the first, or rewatching, I guess, in my case and some other people's cases, rewatching the first 2 episodes of RWBY Volume 2. And with that show, we're doing on a road to Volume 4, because that comes out October 29th. And hopefully by the time we're done, because we're doing 2 episodes, we're going to try to do 2 episodes, 4 episodes each week. So 4 episodes, 2 days out of the week, we're going to be streaming, doing Let's Watches, because I'm trying to do weekly things. And 2 days out of the week, we're going to do that. So 4 episodes total for each show. And hopefully, by the end of the month, or however, whenever we finish this, we'll be done and move on to Volume 3. And if not Volume 3, then if we're not done with Volume 2 by the time October 29th comes around, then or Volume 3, we'll just go ahead and jump straight into Volume 4. So there's that. But I'll tell you guys, let you guys know ahead of time that when it comes close to Volume 4, because I know Rooster Teeth, they said they're going to drop the trailers and stuff like that. Spidey 92, you missed everything. You've missed everything. We started at 10. But basically, if you want to do a recap, if you want to know what you missed out on, we pretty much covered the first 2 episodes of Romeo and Juliet, the anime show, and the first 2 episodes of RWBY Volume 2. Yeah, you're good. It's like, I mean, you're pretty much good. I mean, even if you miss it, it's like, it's no problem. We're going to try to cover, we're going to try to do it twice a week, so hopefully next week we can do the same thing. And yeah, just make sure that if you're tuning in next week that you watch the first 2 episodes, so that you're not left behind. So next week, I can't guarantee that we're going to be doing it on the same exact day, but sometime next week we're going to do 2 streams for the Let's Watch. And yeah, it's going to be pretty awesome. We're going to be watching episodes 3 and 4 one day, and episodes 5 and 6 another day. So as long as you watch the episodes beforehand, so you're in the know of what's going on and stuff, then you'll be fine. But yeah, that is pretty much it, guys. For this stream, I have to. I'm not. Wait, what am I talking about? I'm not editing this stream. It's like 2 hours long. I've never edited a video that long. But thank you guys for joining in on the stream. Whether you were here at the beginning or you showed up a little bit late, it's all fine and dandy. It's cool with me. I'm just glad some people showed up. And if you guys liked it, let me know. And I'm going to continue doing this anyway. But yeah, it's just cool to know that people actually like me doing this. So yeah, I'll be doing this again next week. And if you know anybody who wants to join in with the Let's Watch, or wants to watch an anime series, and even though it's like technically, all right, see you, Jim George Baker, but even though we're not watching it like side by side, like in the same room or something, and it's almost impossible to time up with, you know, slight delays and everything like that. It's still cool to just like chat and talk with you guys with kind of watching this. So it's definitely cool to do that. So again, thank you guys for joining in the stream. I'll see you guys next week. Anime Blaze saying never doubt your capabilities, because you never know what you might be able to do. And if you have free time, watch Thunderbolt Fantasy on Crunchyroll or wherever you can. It's a freaking awesome show. It's like an anime, but with puppets. And the way that everything is done is amazing. Just add special effects. Trust me, it makes you forget that it's puppets. Just trust me. All right. Anyway, guys, I'll catch you later. I'll catch you next week. Take care.